Hey everyone, it's Tony George from DocSports.com. It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. Well, you're supposed to get out and vote today. Please go out, and it's a privilege. So go out and cast your vote, no matter what side of the fence you're on. Cast your vote. All right, let's go ahead, and it's also Tuesday, and that means the NFL opening line report. These are when I give you my raw and candid initial reactions to what I see with the opening lines, and I have not seen an opening line yet. And I ask for your interaction, meaning go in the comments section and leave me your best bets. Tell me if you think I'm right or I'm wrong. Based on initial reaction, these aren't handicap picks. And tell me who your best bets are, maybe your teaser options, maybe a money line parlay, whatever you want to do. And I'll go back in the back end after I filter out the F-bombs and the haters. There shouldn't be any of those this week. We went 4-0 in the NFL this week and hit a top pick on the Detroit Lions. Anyway, I'll approve those comments. Now, bear in mind, we get thousands of views and hundreds of comments. I can't get to them all, but I go through them for the first couple of days and approve the ones, and I answer back to you in the comments section. So, that being said, let's get to it here. Obviously, yeah, I'm all Chiefs. I live here half the year. I got to. Wife's a diehard fan. How about, again, Kansas City, the only unbeaten team in the NFL. They continue to find ways to win when their back's against the wall. You know, and it's odd because at first, everybody loved the Chiefs and the Mahomes story, and Andy Reid's a great guy. And now, it's like anything else. They're the team you love to hate. This Taylor Swift and this and that, and they get all the calls, and it's never ending. Just can't, they're begging for them to lose. They're the only unbeaten team in the NFL, and the big scare last night with Patrick Mahomes, I thought it was an Achilles. If they lose Patrick Mahomes, they don't even get to the AFC, deep into the AFC playoffs, if they even would get there. They got 8 wins now, so probably going to get there, but going deep, he is what makes them go, and you saw that on display again last night. Now you got Kelsey heating up. B-Hop, Bernard Hopkins, you're seeing a huge difference maker in free agency on this team that's making a big, big difference. So, are they the best team in the NFL? No. We'll talk about it. Let's take a look at the lines. I haven't seen them at all. Tuesday's the day I go to work on college, and then later today in the NFL, and then all day tomorrow. Thursday night game. Look at this. Divisional battle. The Bengals, who put up a bunch of points this week, are catching 6 points at Baltimore, total 52.5. Take the over. Period. On Sunday, we got the New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers, I was in the Circus Survivor this year, got knocked out week 1 by the Cincinnati Bengals. Last week, I was in a survivor pool, 16 guys left for over 200 large. I took the Saints. Wow. What a debacle. What a debacle. Nonetheless, we got the Giants laying 4.5, total 41.5 at Carolina. Give me the Giants. Pittsburgh. Here's an interesting game. Pittsburgh catching 2.5 at Washington, total 45.5. Any Washington believers out there? Oh, there's nothing better than a good cup of coffee with some vanilla creamer in it on a Tuesday morning. Shooting the crap about what we think initially about the NFL. Washington's the real deal. in my opinion. In my opinion. Daniels is elusive enough at quarterback to get out of the way of Highsmith and TJ Watt. Be one of the better defenses they've played. That's what Pittsburgh hangs their hat on. Now, Washington isn't great at stopping the run, but they've gotten better. So you're going to see a lot of Najee Harris in here. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see that under 45.5, honestly. Man, I don't know if you want to get in front of the train that's Washington. They're 7-1-1 ATS. And Pittsburgh 6-2 ATS. I mean, what are you going to do there? A couple of the best cover teams in the NFL going at it. Money line's 138. Let's see if that line moved. If you want Washington, you'd almost want to bet the money line. Yeah, minus 145 now. I'd still bet, if you like Washington, I'd bet the money line, at least early. I mean, you look at Pittsburgh, they lost to the Colts and to Dallas, which are two okay teams. Their wins in the last 3 weeks have been against the bottom feeder Raiders, bottom feeder Jets, and bottom feeder Giants. How much confidence do you have in Pittsburgh? Washington hasn't played a murderer's row schedule either. Going to find out who's who in that ball game. I think who's the better team probably going to be the Commanders. That just went up to 46 as I was sitting here. Check the weather on all the games this weekend too. It's that time of year. New Orleans at home getting 3 against Atlanta. Total 46.5. Dirty Birds all day long. San Francisco on the road at Tampa Bay, who gave Kansas City a ball game on Monday night with 2 passes to wide receivers all night long. Baker Mayfield, the better quarterback in this game. I'm a Baker Mayfield fan. He's a poor man's Brett Favre. That's what he is. He's a gamer, and he keeps you in ball games, and they got a 1-2-3 punch at running back with Irving, Martin, and White. Otten's a good tight end. The receivers coming around. San Francisco minus 6.5. Total 48.5. Tampa Bay home dog. Short week. Off a Monday night OT game. Total in that is that 48.5? San Francisco. Off a bye week. May get McCaffrey. If McCaffrey plays, I'd use Tampa Bay in a teaser. I'd use them in a teaser, get them up to 11.5. 12.5, actually. I don't know what you're going to get out of San Francisco. They're overrated. If they get healthy, they're not the best team in the NFC by a mile. That would be the Detroit Lions. Without question, my top play last weekend. I had no doubts about them going into Green Bay and beating the piss out of them. And that score was not indicative of how much they dominated that game. They are a dominant football team. As a Chiefs fan, I don't want to play them in the Super Bowl. If it came down to that, I wouldn't want to play them. Not with our offense versus how theirs is working. That's for sure. New England catching 6.5 at Chicago, total of 39.5. Give me the Patriots. Chicago's a mess. You take a look at Caleb Williams and his numbers. Quarterback rankings against every. May's got a better rating than he does. No lie. No lie. Both first round draft picks. Total 39.5. Might be an underplay. New England definitely in a teaser. And Eberflus, their head coach, has never won a game on Sunday on the road as head coach of the Chicago Bears in his career. That's unbelievable. They are at home. New England had a chance this weekend. Minnesota, -4 at Jacksonville, 47.5. So total. Do you have to put a lot of thought into this? Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Jacksonville's just poorly coached. Minnesota's a 6-2 ATS team. Total 47.5. Jefferson against that pass defense of the Jaguars. Are you kidding me right now? That pass defense will make Sam Darnold look like Joe Montana and Patrick Mahomes all rolled up into a nice sweet ball. Give me Minnesota -4. Total 47.5 is about right. Buffalo -4. Big scare against Miami. At the Colts. Boy, I tell you, the Colts got problems. Quarterback problems. In the NFL, the key to everything is quarterback. If you don't believe me, check out these guys. If they would have lost Patrick Mahomes last night on that play to an Achilles tear, they'd be lucky to, well, they get in the playoffs at this point through sheer attrition, but they wouldn't advance. You have to have a quarterback. Colts don't have one. 2 weeks ago, their highly touted draft pick tapped out, pulled himself out of the game. That sends a clear message to the team that you're a quitter, and the fans now hate you. And now you have Joe Flacco, who came in looking like a monkey humping a football against that game in that game last week, where they really didn't even compete. You know, and still somehow hung around at Minnesota. But the Colts have played two good teams the last 2 weeks. Houston and Minnesota, and they took a loss. Now those were both road games. This also is a team that lost against Jacksonville. Allen and company had a tough game against Miami. They let them back in it. They dropped their guard. I know everybody's Bills Mafia fan. Think McDermott's just this great coach and his numbers are good, but I got a lot of serious questions about his in-game coaching. That's for sure. The unconventional happens. The Colts are one of the best cover teams in the NFL. Could they play any worse? For some reason, I'm thinking Colts. Telling you. But that quarterback, Josh Allen, Joe Flacco. Well, Joe Flacco's won a Super Bowl. Josh Allen's never even won an AFC championship. Who knows? Yeah, I'd be able to run the ball against Buffalo a little bit there. Might keep that one close. Denver catching 9.5 at Kansas City. Total 41.5. Kansas City didn't put people away. Mahomes has hobbled a little bit with an ankle. Denver just... So Denver, let's talk about this one just a minute. You're going to put Kansas City in a teaser. Get them down to 3.5. But Denver's been a good story. When they were beating Carolina, they were beating New Orleans, they were beating the Raiders, they beat the Jets. They beat the Jets 10-9, and Bo Nix had 60 yards throwing the football. But when they play good teams, opened up with a loss at Seattle, played Pittsburgh and lost, played the Chargers and lost, and last week played a good Baltimore team who Kansas City beat, and they lost by 31. Now they're back-to-back roadies in Kansas City. Their claim to fame is beating Tampa Bay 28-7 or 26-7. And that was, let's see, we're done celebrating that, right? That was back in September. And Tampa Bay was in a bad spot in that game. Kansas City in a teaser for sure. The total's about right. Chargers against Tennessee -7.5. There's your teaser. Let's do an AFC West 2-team 6-point teaser. Chiefs and Chargers. Chargers 7.5, total 38 against Tennessee's terrible. They're 1-7 ATS. I think the Chargers probably roll them. 8 games this year. Chargers have had 1 over. Total hang around at 38. You might want to lean on the under a little bit there. And there is a money line parlay. I know it's chalky. -450, -380. Let's go ahead and throw in Minnesota, -210. Minnesota, Kansas City, and LA Chargers, money line parlay. Just for craps, just for a $25 pizza bet. Arizona at home, -1 against the Jets. Oh, total 46. This is going to be a good game. Jets off a long rest. What do you think on this one? You like the Jets or you like the Cardinals? Tell me what your pick is. Me personally, I like that under a little bit, 46. I'd lean Arizona. I'm not sold on the Jets. Maybe a win and a week off helps them. Who's the better quarterback in that game, Aaron Rodgers or Kyler Murray? Your opinion. Who's better quarterback right now? Who's a bigger threat at quarterback? That should tell you why I'm leaning Arizona. Dallas Cowboys. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. They are 7. If I'd have told you this line beginning of the season, you would have unloaded the house on the futures market on look-ahead lines. In a divisional game where Dallas is at home against Philadelphia, catching 7.5 points, total 42. Wow. Would you even... I don't even know which way to tease it. Let's check the status of CeeDee Lamb, who was the walking wounded, beat up, still trying to play in that Atlanta game. They got smoked. Their defense is terrible. Their secondary can't cover jack crap. And you got A.J. Brown out potentially for Philadelphia. Do or die for Dallas. I can only take him in desperation, but desperation would mean I could only take him in a teaser. Might go over 42. You get Dallas up to 13.5. You might feel halfway safe with that. They might have a better option with Cooper Rush at quarterback, depending on, how bad Prescott is. You got a lot of injuries in that game. You need to address. One thing about it for sure, I won't be involved in this game. We got us a Sunday night football game. Oh my. The Detroit Lions at the Houston Texans. Detroit -3. What's that total? 50, yeah. That's going to be a ball game. Best team in the NFC versus about the fourth best team in the AFC. Maybe third. 7-1 against the spread. Lions. I would think that over 50 would be in play. Definitely, I would lean Lions out of the gate. If it stays on 3. If it gets over 3, you get that hook. It gets to 4. Then you want to start looking at home dog. On the Monday Night Football game, here's a dud. The Dolphins, who are absolutely deplorable, against the Los Angeles Rams, who are surging. Rams are laying 2.5. Let me see that updated line. Rams are laying 2.5, total 50.5. Last 2 games for Miami, 28-27 final, 27-30 final. Rams 30-20 final, and 28-26-20 final. I think you might want to lean over in that, believe it or not. Not sure what the Rams are going to do with on their defensive secondary with the speed of Waddle and Hill. Tua getting a little healthier. Stafford is still a rock star. Don't care what you think of him. He's a friggin' rock star. He's got his 2 targets back. 50-50.5 in that one. Probably worth a look on the over. You know, who'd have thought, after the first half in that game last night in Kansas City in the rain, that would go over. I think that you're in SoFi out in California, fast track. Going to be a lot of scoring in that game. If I had a gun to my head, McVay's a better coach. I do LA on the money line minus 135. Those are my initial thoughts for the NFL this week. Be sure and get over to DocSports.com and check out all the action. We're off a 4-0 weekend in college football, the top play hitting, or NFL. I stunk in college football last week, and then the NFL was unbeaten. So let's get it right with both of them winning this week. There's a couple of plays in here that are definitely worth getting down on. Just initially looking, we'll have to wait and see what the lines do all week. We got college basketball fired up. Now opened up with a win on Monday. I got a podcast out on this YouTube channel with my small conference mid-major guru, who's also a staff capper, knows his stuff. Watch it and you'll find out. So NBA, NHL rolling along. And all of our football plays will be up on Thursday. Doc Sports, free $60. Link in the description below or a tab on the website. Put it towards any package with any handicapper on the website. Griff Murphy and I will be up on, I think we went 4-2 last week on the Gridiron 6-pack. That was streamed on StreamYard and Facebook through my or Twitter and Facebook through StreamYard. This week it'll be back up on this channel tomorrow around 4 Central. So be sure and check that out as well. 6 free plays there. And free plays coming to you throughout the week. Be sure and get over to Docs. Check out all the information. A lot of great information with college basketball starting. It's all free. Thanks for tuning in. Leave your comments. We'll get them approved for you.